everyone, and welcome to today's class. Today I just want to do a bit of explanation on the sleeve and the bodies, and I'll be showing us how to get the position of the B and F, which you already have on the sleeve, on our basic bodies, both front and back. Okay, but first of all, you need to measure your sleeve crown. Whatever the measurement is, you note it down. For me, I have measured my sleeve crown to be 43.5 centimeters. So you should measure it, note it down. Then measure your armhole both in front and at the back, and note it down. They have to be the same, but it is suggested that the sleeve should be maximum 2 centimeters more than your body's armhole. Add together, that is both front and back. The sleeve must be 2 centimeters. It shouldn't be more than 2 centimeters, between 1.5 and 2 centimeters. This measurement must be 2 centimeters more than that of your body's blocks. And this is because of the crown, the SP area, the shoulder, where we have the shoulder bone. It's curvy, so we need more ease around that area when we are fixing our sleeves. So sometimes you have to, it's advisable when you want to fix a sleeve to run stitches around the edge of your sleeve crown head, around here, say from somewhere here to here. When you run a loose stitches, it will gather it a little bit, but it won't be gathered. It will just, shrink it kind of, so that it will fit into the armhole of the bodies. Okay, so I have measured my client's sleeve crown and it is 43.5 centimeters. I have also measured the front and the back bodies. This is how you should measure your front and the back bodies. Okay, let me just give you the value of this. The bodies is 40.2 and the sleeve is 43.5, which means it is about 2 point something more than the sleeve is about, okay, so 43, let's do the calculation. Okay, like I said, the sleeve is 43.5, the sleeve crown is 43.5, and the body's armhole, both front and back, is 40.2. So 43.5 minus 40.2 gives us 3.3, which is more than what is required. We require 2 centimeters max, between 1.5 and 2. Because if it's too much, it will, by the time you run stitches on the sleeve crown, it will look gathered, which we don't want. Let's say you want to make a shirt. You don't have gathers on your shirt, like normal formal shirts. But that is just to, give ease around the bone of the shoulder. So what we're going to do in this case is we're going to bring down the crown of the sleeve. In the textbook, she gave explanation on how to raise your crown and how to bring it down. You can bring, in this instance that we have the sleeve more than what we need, we have to bring down this crown. In some instances, for some people, their sleeve crown might be smaller than their body's armhole. But first, you must make sure you've done a test fit on your basic bodies and be sure your armhole is perfect. It's not too tight, it's not too big, and those kind of alteration you need to do. Because if that happens, you need to alter your pattern, your bodies, and make sure they fit perfectly before you go into sleeve. And that's why we are teaching how to construct the basic bodies as part of this course, because there's no way you can fix a sleeve without you knowing how to construct a basic bodies. So I'm just going to say that again. Before you can go ahead in pattern making generally, you must ensure all your 5 basic slopers are perfect and are ready, as in you've done the fitting, they are just perfect, they have perfect fits. So once that is out of the way, then you can go into designing. So before you can fix a sleeve on a bodice, you must make sure the bodice is perfect. The armhole is fine. The neckline is okay, even though it's the basic neckline, but we're doing sleeves, so we are particular about the armhole. You have to make sure your armhole is not too big. If it's too big, you need to, alter it. It's in the textbook how to alter your armhole. If it's too big, you have to raise your UPs and redraw your armhole. Probably the proportion you used for the bust line is too down, or probably you didn't measure accurately. Those are the why you can have a bigger armhole. But with the proportion Natalie gave in the book, they are like 97% accurate. Even if you have to alter, as she mentioned in the book, if the armhole is too tight, that means you have to bring it down a little bit. Also, I'll be showing us how we can increase our armhole in case it's too tight, especially if you want to add sleeve. For sleeveless, your armhole shouldn't be too big. Otherwise, the side part of your bust will be showing. But when you want to add sleeve and you don't have a perfect fit bodice already, and you need to increase your armhole depth, I'll be showing us how to do that after this explanation. So let's go back into what we're doing. So I was saying that for some people, their sleeve circumference or crown might not be up to their body's measurements, armhole. So you have to, in that case, you have to increase your crown. You have to raise it. And the opposite will be, if it's too much, you have to decrease it and bring down your crown. Okay, let me quickly show you how to measure. When you're measuring curves, you can either use your measuring tape, which everyone should have, and stand it like so. You don't place your tape like this and start measuring. See, the tape won't curve. It won't curve. See, it's struggling to curve. So the best way is to stand your tape like so and keep measuring. You keep holding it that way. The tape is flexible and can do curves like that, and that's how to measure. Or you use the flexible ruler. With the tape, it could be shaky a little bit, but with the flexible curve, it will just, assume the shape you want it to. So it has centimeters and inches, but because we're working with centimeters, and this is 60 centimeters flexible curve. I think there is one for 30 centimeters and 45 centimeters, but this is the longest. Okay, so you just put it, I'm starting from here because this is 0. So you put it like so, and you start curving it. See? And you measure the tip of your paper because that's your actual measurement area. Don't move it backward. This will give you a different, it will be longer. The measurement will be longer than if you're measuring close to the edge of your paper. Okay, so like I said, we need to bring down 1.3 centimeters. We need to reduce 1.3 centimeters from this crown because it is more than the body's armhole. It is 3.3 centimeters more. But like I said, we need to have 2 centimeters extra. It should be 1.5 to 2 centimeters more than the body's. And we have 3.3, so we need to remove probably 1.3 or 1.5 so that we can have 1.8, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So I have decided to remove 1.3. So all I'm just going to do now is from T. This is your T. This is B and this is F. I'm going to measure 1 centimeter down. Note, I want to remove 1.3. If I measure 1.3, this you have to make sure you have to try them out. But first, I'm going to do 1 centimeter. You might say, oh, I want to remove 1.3. Why not do 1.3? It's fine. Go ahead and do 1.3. Then you redraw your curve. Once you redraw it, you need to measure it again and make sure you have what you have. Then if it's still not okay, then probably you've brought it down too much, or you still need to bring it down more. Okay, so in this case, you have to try it out. So I'm just going to do 1 centimeter down, which I have marked. And I am redrawing my armhole, my crowns, I beg your pardon. Okay, so I am you can use your curve if you want, but you know, like I said, like I've always said, you should learn to draw your curves by hand. Freehand drawing is very important. Okay, now I need to remeasure to see if I have lost 2 centimeters. Okay, so now I have 42 centimeters, which is quite okay. Remember I said the total for the bodies, I'm just going to bring this closer. For my bodies is 40.2 and the bodies has been tested. It's fine, the armhole is perfect. And this was what I had on the sleeve, which is 43.5 minus 40.2, which gives us 3.3. And because I need 2 centimeters more on my sleeve, I want to remove 1.3. Now I have measured again and I now have 42.1. I hope I am communicating. So this is fine. Now this is going to be my actual sleeve head now. So this is my cut line. So I'm just going to cut on this line. Okay, let's just shade it. Okay, so that's that. The next thing is to make sure what you have from you. Remember, this is your U on our sleeve. U means underarm. This is your underarm. This is the patch you're going to stitch on, both front and back. So make sure what you have from U to T, to your new T now, is the same thing as what you have on your back. Also, make sure what you have from U to T in front is the same thing as what you have on your front bodies. But for the front, it should be the 2 centimeters can come here. The 2 centimeters extra can be in front, or it can be shared between front and back. What I mean by shared is, e.g., I have 2 centimeters extra, right? So 0.5 can be on the back. Why? Which means this sleeve from U to T can be 0.5 centimeter more than this armhole. And in front, from U to T can be 1.5 centimeters more than what we have on the bodies. Okay, I hope that is clear enough. Just listen to the video again. You can pause, rewind, and all of that to make sure you understand what I've just said. Okay, because sometimes we might have to move this T line either forward or backward to make sure what I just said happens. Okay, I'm just going to measure. Okay, I've actually measured. I've done the measurements from U to T at the back. For the sleeve, it says the new one is 21 centimeters. And for the front is 21.1 centimeters. For this measurement is 21.1. And U to ear is 21. So that gives us the 42.1 centimeters that we have right now. And for the bodies, we have 40.2. Now, look at the bodies. Look at the figures. In the back, we have for the bodies, we have 20.5. And for the sleeve, we have 21.5. Which means the back sleeve from U to T is 0.5 centimeters bigger than the bodies. So this is absolutely fine. Okay, so we do the same thing for the front. So for the front, the armhole is 19.7 and our new U to T is 21.1 centimeters. So if you do 21.1 minus 19.7, it's going to give us 1.4, which is absolutely fine. So that means the 2 centimeters extra or whatever extra, if it's 1.5 you have on your own, is shared, but more is given towards the front because, you know, a lot of depth is going on in front as well. So the front can afford to take more, if you can say that, if I can say that. You know, there's a depth here, which is towards the side of our bust, which needs a bit of ease as well, you know. So I'll probably do a little video to show us how to fix a sleeve or how I fix my sleeve. Or I'll just share links as well. There are lots of videos on YouTube which shows you how to fix your sleeve. I'll share the links. Okay, so yeah, this is absolutely fine. But in some cases, if you measure, for instance, U to T, and you measure your UP to your SP, the difference might be too much. Remember, this is 20.5 and this is 21. The difference is just 0.5. Let's say your sleeve is like 1.5 centimeters more than your body's armhole on the back. Now we are focusing on the back. I'm using the back to explain. Same thing will apply to the front. Okay, so let's say this is 20.5 and this is like 22. From U to T is 22. Please make sure you listen, you know, watch this over and over again so that you can understand what I'm trying to say. From your UP to your SP is 20.5 in this instance. And let's now say it is 21 on the back for the sleeve, but let's say it is about 22. Which makes this too much than that of the back. So we need to make it 0.5 centimeter bigger, not 1.5 centimeters bigger. Because if this is 20.5 and this is 22, this is 1.5 centimeters bigger than the armhole. So it won't fit. That's what it means. Okay, so what you need to do in this case is this T line will be moved backward. So now we're going to measure the 21. We have 21, which is perfect, but let's say it is 22. So we're going to measure 21 to wherever it stops. So wherever it stops will be our new T, and this T can be moved, should be moved, or must be moved backward. Because if this is more, that means that of the front will be shorter. So in order for you to have more in front than at the back, you have to move this T backward, and vice versa if it's the case for the front. Just to make sure you balance. But first thing first, make sure your crown is the same thing, or 2 centimeters, I beg your pardon, 1.5 to 2 centimeters more than the body's armhole. Once that is sorted, then you're good to go. Then you can do other amendments or alteration. Now, to get the position of B and F on your sleeve, because you need to get that position, it's good you point them out. It's very important you point them out, because they will help you. Let's say you want to do advanced designing, like off the shoulder, raglan, kimono, and all of that. They will help you, as you would need to match the B's and the F's. Okay? So what you can do, this is just one way of doing this. Another method is also in Natalie. You can read through on the sleeve parts. I'll share the page with you later. But this is the basic one, and it's very simple. So what you need to do is measure from U to B. Whatever you have, you measure the same from UP to wherever it stops. Okay, so let's say we have, I'm just going to use measuring tape because that's what everyone would have. Don't forget to stand your tape like so. Okay, so for this B, this is 11 centimeters here. So I'll come here on my bodice too for the back. I'm just going to measure the 11 centimeters. And that is my B on the bodies. Same thing in front. I'll measure from my F. And it is also 11 centimeters. This is just a coincidence. It doesn't mean that it will be the same. No. Sometimes it could be more or less than that of the front. So on here, I'll just do the 11 centimeters as well. And point it out. So this is my F on the bodies. And basically that's it. You've marked the position of your B and F on the bodies as well, just like you have on the sleeve. So let me just do a recap of what I have done. So I said, okay, so your recap is make sure you measure your sleeve crown and your body's armhole, both front and back. If your crown is 2 centimeters more than your body's armhole, it is fine. Then you can go on with the next step. But if it's more than 2 centimeters more than the body's armhole, then that means you have to bring down your crown, like I explained earlier. Or if you've measured your sleeve crown and it's lesser than that of your body's armhole, but first you must have done a test fit on your bodies to make sure the bodies is perfect, then you know that it is the sleeve you need to alter. Otherwise, if you've not done a test fit, you're not sure if, well, maybe you even need to, increase your armhole on the bodies or even reduce it. So you must ensure you've done a test fit of your bodies first and make sure your armhole is perfect. So if you've done that and you've measured the sleeve crown and it's less than your armhole, body's armhole, the reverse will be the case. That means you have to increase your crown, raise your crown by the difference or lesser than the difference, like I explained earlier. You just have to try it out and keep measuring to make sure you have what you need. So once that is done, the next thing is to measure your U to T at the back on your sleeve and make sure it is the same for the bodies, or 0.5 centimeters more than it. Same thing with the front. Obviously, it's going to be, if your sleeve is 2 centimeters more than your body's armhole, if you've given back 0.5, the remaining 1.5 will come to the front. And I already explained the reason for the excess is just to give ease around the shoulder bone here. Okay? And I said I'm going to share a video or videos from YouTube that already showed us on how to do that part. Or even on Pinterest, there are lots of pictures on Pinterest, explanations on Pinterest that you can do. So once that is done, and you feel this is 0.5 centimeters, this is more than 0.5 centimeters extra, all you have to do is move the T backward. And if that is the case for the front, most times it occurs at the back, so you probably have to, but we have different body structures, different measurements and all of that, so I wouldn't say it is always on the back, but most times it happens for the back, at the back. So you have to move the T. So you have to remeasure. Let's say in this instance, I said the back is 20.5. So you measure your 20.5 to wherever it stops. That will be your new T. So you move it backward. So the front, because if you have more at the back, that means you're having less in front. So that the front can be more, can take its own excess, its accurate excess. So basically that's it. So I mentioned that in case you need to bring down your armhole, maybe it's too tight, you need to bring it down. You can't go more than 1 to 1.5 centimeters below your UPs, both in front. Obviously, if you're bringing down your armhole, you have to do both in front and at the back. You can't do more than 1.5, otherwise you will be shortening the length of your side seam. And you will have difficulties raising your hand. You won't be able to raise your hand whenever when you fix the sleeve, because you've already shortened the length of the side seam by dipping into it. So you can only do max 1.5 centimeters. I always do 1 if I need to bring it down. And you blend it back. You blend it back into the armhole. You're not going to do 1 up to the top. No, you have to blend it back. Otherwise, if you're not careful, you'll be losing across back width. Also, which can make it difficult for you to raise your hand and all of that. Especially if you've not taken this measurement accurately. Maybe you didn't take up to what the actual measurement is. All this will cause sleeve problems. So you do the same thing in front and just blend into the curve without losing your chest width, without losing anything from your chest width and your back width. Also, another thing you can do is, which I also do most times, if I need my armhole to be bigger, instead of eating into my side seam, I'll transfer my back dart. That is if you have a back dart. If you don't have a back dart, you cannot do this. Just like in front, the way we do that manipulation by closing the bust dart and transferring it to somewhere else. So the same thing you're going to do here. You cut on here. I don't want to cut this, but you're going to cut on here up to here. Okay, let's just go ahead and cut. Okay, so you cut and you close this. Can you see it has now opened in the armhole, making your armhole bigger? And all you have to do is just secure it. Securing means adding paper underneath. So just secure it and redraw your armhole. Okay. Okay, so you just secure, putting another paper underneath, then you redraw your armhole. There is a break here, they are no more equal, so you have to just make sure you blend it perfectly. You can either add to it. Remember the principle of adding and subtracting. You can either add to it, blend into the armhole, or this excess, let me see if I can make this bolder. This is shooting out more than here. This lower part is shooting out more than here. So you can either go with this or you go with this. So if you're going with this upper one, that means you're going to cut, this is going out. Because you have to blend it well. This is going to go out, the part shooting out will go out. Or if you want to go with the lower one, that means you're going to add to it. To be on the safe side, a safer side, I will advise go with the outer one, even though it's just like 2 blocks, you know, longer than the upper one, just to be on the, you know, on the safer side. Okay, so basically that's it. That's how to, and this becomes part of your, that means you're using your dart as not fullness, but just to give extra. In this case, you're not using it as a dart anymore here. You've closed it and it has become part of your armhole measurement because you need your armhole wider. And instead of bringing it down at UP, which might shorten your side seam if you're not careful, you've decided to transfer your dart into it. You can do the same thing for the front as well. Just transfer, just rule from the point of your bust dart to your armhole as well, and close a little bit, and thereby you won't be transferring everything into the armhole, otherwise your armhole will become very big. So you just close a little bit, transfer maybe 2 centimeters of your dart. Once you slash, so this part will just go into the armhole, and basically that's it. That's how to sort out your armhole issues and sleeve issues. And please make sure you read your textbook. All this information you have in your textbook, please make sure you read. That's the only way you can get better. All right then, it's bye for now, and hope I'll see you in our advanced classes when we start. Thank you for staying with us. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. We say thank you. Till our next set of online courses, it's bye from me.